Hello, Scott Jared here. When we talk about future hacking and making our lives radically better in the future, there's something really important that you need to master, and that's knowledge. And how do you learn things super fast and allow you to retain more and develop new capability for you and yourself? Well, I've had the opportunity to interact with very successful people, such as like Elon Musk. He's notoriously communicating back on these different Twitter feeds. He's reading these blog posts. He's communicating that he's actually involved in some of these same forums that like I like to look into, and he's reading all the time. Same thing with like Tony Robbins. Like he still to this day says the reason why I'm so successful is I read so many books as a young man and learned all these different things. And then you look at like Mark Cuban. I've been on a few different meetings where he's been involved, and he's so knowledgeable in all these things. He's able to connect things together. And he also says the way he learns and absorbs information, he's always out there communicating. And to me, it's just unbelievable that these guys can do that. And what I found is there's actually two things, and I've heard this said before, is that is like with Elon, like his biggest thing is he talks about this learning tree. And when you are building a tree, right? A tree starts, comes out of the ground, and then builds out, and then all of a sudden you have all the branches and the leaves, and as it goes. Well, the tree of knowledge is the root, and the root starts, and then it builds up, and then you have the trunk and comes all the way out, and then you have all the twigs and the branches and the leaves. And what he said is that you have to understand the root nature of the knowledge first, and that's where you really start. Because a lot of people will go and get bits and pieces of different pieces of information, but never can really understand what the root is. So everything has a core set of fundamentals. Just like within our business, like in the financial industry, if you want to master your financial game, we say we have a financial model. To us, this is the root. The model is the root. It's how you organize, how do you put things together. It's the absolute foundation of everything. Is like knowing what you have is the absolute most important thing, and how it's completely organized. And every time I meet with a client, I get them all organized, make sure I get everything out of their financial junk drawer, get everything put together to get it organized, because I really want them to have a deep understanding of what it is that they have. Good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't really matter. We have to know where we are. Our life's work to this point is right here. So knowledge is real important about understanding that root of what it is. The second thing that he talks about is the connections. So if you look at the tree of knowledge and you have all of the connections, so the trees and the leaves and everything, how it's branching out, and then eventually it has falls down, then it creates more, right? The squirrels and all this stuff. So the tree of the knowledge and how those roots are disseminated are all the other little knowledge tips that you need to understand. But what's important is how they connect back. What's the connection? Because once you can connect it back, you recall it, you can remember it. So in our world, in financial services, if you're going to become very knowledgeable, as our mission statement is, we want to educate, guide, and counsel people toward reaching their full financial potential. The foundation is the financial model. So everything gets organized, and all the little pieces in the model are the trees and the leaves and all the other detailed components that we actually pull out, we look at, and we try to help you understand what it is, put it back in, and connect it to the whole circle. So that way your other advisors, like your CPAs, your car insurance agents, your attorneys, investment managers, can all make decisions independently with how everything connects back. And the idea is that our clients then would have a better understanding of how that little piece fits into the whole, the knowledge tree. And once we can figure that all out, now you have a better sense of where you are, where you're going, and how all these little tidbits can be owned. And now you have to not know everything about everything that you're doing, but you own enough of the knowledge and how it connects back. So that way you can recall it, and you can say, all right, here's where I'm moving forward. Here's how I'm making a decision in the future. To me, that's very simple. And that's how I've been able to branch out my knowledge as we get into some complex things like, oh, what's an investment policy statement? How do I put an estate plan together? How do I finance and understand my debt? How do I create more assets? How do I do business planning? All these different things become tidbits of the planning tree as they fall back down to the root. So let's think about how that knowledge and transfer can not only pertain to you in the financial world, but in your business and other things as you become this next generation of future hackers. And that's really what we want you to think of. But you can't do it if you're not knowledgeable. You can't do it if you can't own that. So we got to think about how everything connects back. What's the root of it? And for us, we want you to future hack your future by doing it through financial decisions that you're making that are right, mainly investing back in you. And then when you invest back in yourself, those dollars come back and then it goes back into your bigger opportunity, if you will. Let me know how it goes. If you ever want help in connecting your knowledge tree, understanding the roots and how things can go, reach out to us. We are here for you. This is what we do.